I want to thank everyone for attending the Brain Aneurysm Foundation's continuing webinar series that we're having. One topic a month on all types of topics. And I think this one is super exciting because it's going to engage some folks that have sort of been a part of BAF and a little bit on the outskirts. So we had, some of young professionals that wanted to get this committee going, start sharing ideas of things that they've been doing to raise awareness and raise funding for the foundation. So, we're just couldn't be happier. And like I said, we have a good crowd that's on right now. We had over 50 people register. I was just saying, I think with every webinar, like a third of the people actually who register actually get on. But because they know we'll share this out through email and through social media so everybody can catch up on what was discussed and learn some good ideas about what we can do no matter where you are, where you live, particularly to raise awareness on this. So I'm going to kick it off to Nir, who's going to introduce himself. And then Nir, maybe point out the people who are already on the committee and they can say a little something and then maybe share your document from there. Does that sound good?
Definitely. Perfect.
All right, take it away.
Thanks, Christine. Good to see everyone. My name is Nir. I currently live in New York City. I am a part of the Young Professionals Committee. Really excited to be on here and tell you guys, about what we've been up to and what we're excited to do and our mission, etc. So a little bit about myself. My dad is a survivor, and so been really my dad has been really involved and excited about like all the research, and I wanted to kind of get at it from a different angle and join the foundation and hear about things and get involved in a different level. And so I'm here. I'll pass it over to maybe someone else from the committee, maybe Allie, to introduce herself.
Sure. My name is Allie Bedell. I live in Washington, D.C. My dad is also a rupture survivor. And so our family first got involved doing the run walk in New England and have gotten a little bit more involved over the years. So serving on the Young Professional Committee and looking forward to getting to do some fun stuff with this group.
Awesome. I'll hop in next. I'm Courtney Cahill. I'm a two-time brain aneurysm survivor. And I think this is an awesome committee. I think there are so many events and activities that are happening already. And I think we can just continue that outreach and maybe appeal to younger crowds with different activities. So I know we'll go through some of those examples, but it's a pleasure to be here and continue to be a part of the foundation. Maybe Danny, if you want to go next.
Hi, I'm Danny Henry. I am a ruptured brain aneurysm survivor, and I also live with another unruptured aneurysm. I'm out of Houston, Texas, but I travel around quite a bit, so you'll probably see me pop up at events all over the country, and I'm just getting involved after the Advocacy Day this year, and I just want to bring more awareness to our situation.
I'm Carly Soulis. I had a friend who passed of a brain aneurysm. I'm also a board member. I live in Nashville, Tennessee. And I'm just excited about this group.
Great. My name's Ellie. My grandma is a brain aneurysm survivor. So we've been involved, my family's been involved since 2020. My mom used to work for the foundation, so I was always volunteering in the office, doing runs, walks, and those things. So very excited to be involved on my own now and bringing more awareness to young adults. So very excited.
Awesome. Perfect. I'm going to pull up some of our slides. And I think the plan is we can be definitely very dynamic, but what we wanted to do is kind of introduce ourselves and show you guys, what we've been up to and how you can be involved. And then we'll maybe open it up to questions and have a discussion. So I'm going to get the next slide pulled up. I think ultimately, just to introduce the Young Professionals Committee a little bit more, our mission is to build a community within the Brain Aneurysm Foundation for younger generations of supporters and survivors. I think we all saw that there's a lot of traction and there's a lot of excitement within the younger community. And we want to kind of build the future, so to speak. And so we're really excited about, starting to do that. And the way that we're doing that is focusing on awareness for younger generations, just because we know there's definitely an unmet need there. Second is going to be advocacy for younger survivors and supporters, just because, definitely we've been seeing a need there as well. And then I think the end all be all is, fundraising in younger communities. I think all of us have, such big communities behind us. And I think when we, bring our communities together, we can achieve a lot of great things. And so we wanted to maybe formalize a group together to get more traction in fundraising, especially within the younger crowd. Maybe I'll pass it off to Allie to talk a little bit about advocacy.
Yes. I'm really interested in advocacy and fundraising. My dad's rupture procedure that saved his life was, I guess, a result of research in kind of like the evolving medicine. So there are two pieces to this. Brain aneurysm research funding is incredibly low and does not get very much federal funding. So a lot of us here on this call have participated in Advocacy Day, which is a broader event in DC, where we all gather and we talk to legislators and members of their staff to try and raise awareness about Ellie's Law, which would provide funding for brain aneurysm research. I'm interested in, I guess, maybe doing a happy hour in DC, kind of targeted at Hill staff. So there are a lot of young people on the Hill who have a lot of influence and who I think would probably show up to an event for cheap drinks after work. And so twofold, looking to raise some additional funds for some of the research grants that the Brain Aneurysm Foundation gives out, but then also kind of continuing the discussion. Advocacy Day is really great, and I know the foundation does a lot of work throughout the year, but this could be a different way to get some folks together in DC to continue talking to these staffs. They hear really impactful stories, but it's mostly the one day on the Hill where they are kind of inundated with this conversation. So if we could get some sort of more social event, hoping that could maybe, I guess, continue the ball rolling in the direction of, passing some good brain aneurysm legislation and continuing to fund important research.
Cool. Maybe we can move on to fundraising, and I'll let Allie, Courtney, and Allie kind of speak to their experiences, but I think ultimately fundraising is a big portion of the young efforts, and so we're really proud of this. So I'll kind of hand it over to Allie maybe to start.
All right, perfect. Yeah, like I mentioned before, the biggest way that I've been involved in the last few years is through the runs and walks. So I've done the New England Run Walk, the Falmouth Road Race, and this past spring I ran the Boston Marathon, which was a big bucket list item for me, and especially to run for the Brain Aneurysm Foundation. And on that same theme of spreading awareness, and to Carly's point of learning young people who have had family members and friends be affected, I had a fundraising target goal of $10,000, and so I really did have to expand my circle there, reaching out to colleagues, being able to share with them resources of the Brain Aneurysm Foundation, all of those things. And to my surprise, again, kind of similar to what you said, Allie, I feel like I always talk about it with my family, smaller circles. Almost everybody that I'd reach out to would respond of, I had like a mother, grandparent, a friend, somebody like that. So I did learn a lot through that and was so helpful, so happy that I could share the resource of the Brain Aneurysm Foundation and kind of keep building that community. So that was something I was excited to do and will continue to do through the committee.
I'll jump in with a mini marathon that I did. And I think it's amazing that Ellie was able to do this. And I think there's a lot of prep that goes into the commitment to run a marathon. The Falmouth Road Race, I'm based in Boston. The Falmouth Road Race is on the Cape, in the same kind of opportunity where there is a Brain Aneurysm Foundation team. And you can join that and have a fundraising goal. And similar to what Ellie was saying is that when you're raising these funds, you're also having conversations with your peers and those that you're asking to support you. So it helps by default become an awareness opportunity also. So this is I think there's some other opportunities. You know, I know the walk run, which is a good segue, is also a 5K. So depending on where you want to play, there's different opportunities.
Yes. So I've done the run walk 3 times now. My family did it together first to celebrate the 5-year anniversary of my dad's rupture. And you know, we just have found that every year we've set a goal and we've exceeded that goal because, you know, the more people we talk to, like the more people you know, have a story to share and don't know that the Brain Aneurysm Foundation exists, or you know, are happy to like contribute and kind of in a small way be a part of, you know, making a difference here, especially when it's impacted their lives personally. So you know, the run walk is a much different commitment than having to train for the marathon, but you can still raise a lot of money and spread a lot of awareness, so that's great. Yeah, it's really important to fund the research and the awareness, but it's also really, really important to be having those conversations with people day in and day out for a couple weeks while you're raising the money.
And then maybe we'll hand it over to Carly to talk a little bit about how we're thinking about our collaboration with the board.
Yeah, so sorry, this is Colin. So like I said, I've been on the board for 10 years or so now. And am one of the youngest board members. I think I actually am the youngest board member. So unless you count him. But just getting like the fundraising is part of our board as well. Hang on 1 second. Please stop. So as part of our board as well. And just working together with the board, giving us ideas and kind of different ways to do fundraising, different ways to maybe ideas that you have just for BAF in general. So it's just working in collaboration with us.
Perfect. So I think that is the majority of the content that we wanted to discuss. If you are, you know, if this sparks any interest in getting involved, or if you have any other ideas, we are definitely open to them, and would love to hear from you. Or if you have any, you know, family members or friends that you think would kind of fit the description of, you know, for the Young Professionals Committee, we would love to kind of hear from them. So feel free to reach out to me or Danny. We would love to hear from you. But